So, New York, I don't have a microphone, but I do have jokes. And I'm hoping to share with you today the most lovely of times that we could ever possibly have. First off, how do you know a husband is mad at his wife? He divorces her. Okay. How do you know a husband misses his wife? He rapes her. Alright. Good. And good. And good. And so basically, I'm wearing a petticoat, and this is like a old school timey kind of like, makes me think of the 1800s. And it's like, I'm so glad I'm wearing this because at least I can, rock a petticoat, because that's what's going on in one hand here. I'm holding one part of the petticoat. This hand is occupied. There's nothing else going on. I can't defend myself against my husband trying to rape me back in the 1800s if that were to happen, or anything like, get hit or whatever else happens to women while they're alive. This hand is occupied. It's occupado, faux show, okay? Occupado, faux show, yo. Okay? We made that point clear. We drove that point home into the fucking ground. The other hand is busy making sandwiches, right? So this is the sandwiches. This is maybe a bitch slap if another bitch be bugging me. But this is just, this hand's sandwiches, this hand's petticoat. So if you wanted to know why women did not get the right to vote until the 19th Amendment, it's because both hands were being this is for blowjobs too. There were some happy husbands back in the day, I will say. And, I imagine. And sandwiches and then petticoat. So, women didn't get the right to vote for those two reasons, right? It wasn't because, we don't matter, or, we were paid less, or, we're, just inferior. It's not any of those reasons. It's because handjobs. 1800s handjobs. Yeah, 19th century, a good old, put your back into it handjob. So that is why. There's a modern day couple as well where a therapist, she's seeing a heterosexual couple, and the couple is fuming and sitting on the couch, and the guy's like, you just don't listen to me, and you just don't accommodate my needs anymore, and you don't listen to what I want, and you just don't you're not very flexible. And he kind of looks at her, and he kind of gives her this attitude, and then she looks at the therapist, and she's like, well, what are you talking about, honey? Because last night everything was great. You seemed like I was, I was meeting all your wants and needs last night, especially when my ankles were right by my ears. That seemed pretty damn flexible to me, baby. And the therapist kind of takes off her glasses, and then kind of does a double look at the husband. What the fuck is wrong with you? This wife is bending over backwards, literally, figuratively, and bending all the way forward, in fact, with the hip flexibility, and the therapist is double checking, she's taking off, and then she puts back on her glasses, and then she says, I think that today's session was good, but yeah, the husband's definitely gonna have to pay up since the wife just paid last night, technically speaking. And then it's also just funny too, because it's I have all these jokes, in my mind and written down in a joke book, and it's just funny to me that I honestly live with snakes, and I'm surrounded by snakes, because it's so funny to me. I just texted my roommate, and I was like, hey, do you know where my joke book went? It was right next to my makeup, and it has black and white checkers on it, and then it just disappeared all of a sudden. Oh, great, yeah, and I just got a text from my roommate, so it's just funny, no one knows where the joke book went, but it's funny because I'm the one with the jokes. And it's funny because I'm the one who can perform them. So it's just funny to me. It's just amazing. And it's just honestly, you think that you're gonna get to the best part of life where you're I'm gonna get to the rainbow and all the joy, and everything's gonna be a paradise, bruh. And then it's just but sometimes it's not like that, because sometimes you get the last relationship where you're this is it, this is the final, this is it, this is bliss, right? But then it just turns out that this is another relationship relationship that is tripping balls on LSD and lunacy. And instead of getting to the end of the rainbow and finding like a pot of gold, like, you know, the leprechaun's pot of gold, you actually instead just find, yet again, to your chagrin, another caught on fire dumpster, completely out of control, chaotic, tumbling, massive, caught on fire, destroy type of like fire, like huge, unmanageable, out of control. Like there's no controlled burn here. This is like the relationship that you thought was like the pot of gold at the end. It's just another, you're just a leprechaun. This is the analogy I'm creating for when you're chasing happiness in life. You're just a leprechaun chasing what you think is your pot of gold, but instead at the end of the rainbow, instead of finding your pot of gold, you find yet again another caught on fire, completely out of control, unmanageable, not controlled dumpster fire. Thank you so much, New York City. My name is Kimberly Poncé.